Hello there and welcome back to the channel where today we are here with a simulation news of the month of April. I think it's April. I'm gonna do it, it's April. I've lost most of my track of time right now, but yes, the simulation news for April, which is similar to the Tycoon news, but it's about simulation games. Hey, who'd have guessed that? Anyway, let's start as soon as possible. So, first up, we have Junkyard Simulator, a game allowing you to become the owner of, well, a junkyard, as I'm sure you've all dreamed on a late summer's night from time to time. Anyways, after being placed in the ownership of a lovely little junkyard, you'll be given the freedom to utilize this yard to make yourself the richest junkyard owner around. You can sift through your collection and compile the highest quality junk you can find into a separate section of your junkyard, or you could utilize your junkyard to repair vehicles or vans, trucks, whatever you want. Then again, you can't quite find what you're looking for. Then in such case, you'll be needing a crusher to break down nicely built cars into junk parts for whatever you wish to make, repair, or do with them. Bar all the amazing fun you can have in a Junkyard Simulator, you can also, to quote the Steam page, drink beer if getting drunk in real life wasn't quite doing it for you. Anyways, if you'd find more information on more information on Junkyard Simulator, you can source it in the game's Steam page, which will be linked below if you're on the video. Sumerians, which is probably not how you pronounce it, is a city-building game set in ancient Mesopotamia, and that's probably not pronounced well either. For those unaware, Mesopotamia is a historical region of Western Asia. In today's terms, it spanned across many areas of Iraq, Turkey, Syria, and Kuwait. I can't pronounce the name of the game. How am I going to pronounce the country names? So, Sumerians is a game about building a city in this great ancient time of urban growth and development. Starting with a small settlement, you'll need to build up food and water supply lines, while ensuring you have homes for your ever-growing population. As you expand, you'll need to build walls to protect your city, while building temples to attract new inhabitants. As you expand your production lines, you can provide your citizens with a growing standard of living, increasing their happiness and increasing their output to you, building a vast and successful ancient civilization. In my opinion, this looks like it could be a very awesome game, and I really hope it does turn out as good as it looks in the Steam descriptions. This month, we got news of a new multi-year game deal being signed at Frontier. Yes, you heard that right. Frontier, the developers behind Planet Coaster and Elite Dangerous, to name two of their most popular games that I'm aware of, announced that they have recently signed a multiple-year game deal with the owners of Formula 1, the racing car sport, where you get cars that are really expensive and they go round in circles, for those unaware of Formula 1. The series of games is planned to be a management-focused look at Formula 1, unlike the continuing Formula 1 racing game released by Codemasters every year, which is a physical racing game. Think of not Frozen, what was Forza, that's what I was looking for. Frontier have acquired the exclusive rights to develop and publish these management-focused games worldwide on both PC and console platforms, with the rights being issued for 4 Formula 1 seasons from 2022 to 2025. This, however, is valid only if the game reaches private financial goals. The release of the game is set to appear at some point before the 31st of May 2022. Personally, as a big Formula 1 fan, this is incredibly exciting to me, and I cannot wait to hear some more news on this upcoming game. However, right now there's little information apart from the deal, and 2022 is a long, long way away. Like, very long away. This month, we saw the release of Smart City Plan. The game released in full onto Steam, where it has received a series of mixed reviews. Many praised the game's simple gameplay, however, most appear to dislike its rudimentary user interface and lack of difficulty on any real depth to the gameplay. For those that haven't heard of the game, Smart City Plan is a modern city-building game, implementing simplistic gameplay with a large focus on policy management to create a successful city, implementing intricate policy controls for areas such as utilities, laws, and the environment, to name a few, while allowing you to control and manage an expansive selection of public transport and industrial business options. While I haven't been able to play Smart City Plan, it looks like a moderately asset flippy kind of game, with a game developer making many games which look pretty similar on the UI and, artistic front. doesn't mean it's a bad game, because it's not exactly asset flip material, but it's pretty similar. So if you play stuff like Government Simulator, or if it was something like a Rocket Simulator, or something that's industrials, I can't remember what it's called now, they will have the exact same layout, and you'll be able to pick up how the game works pretty quickly from there. Which is probably where some of its UI complaints come from, because the UI was built for other games. This month, we saw the release of a new DLC for the comedic hospital simulation game 2 Point Hospital. The DLC, called 2 Point Hospital Off the Grid, brings a whole wave of new content to the game in a more remote and eco-friendly setting, with 3 new areas introduced as Wanderoff Country Park, Old New Point, and Windsock City. Alongside the new and appropriately named areas, the DLC brings with it more new illnesses such as root snoot, green fingers, ramshackled, and many, many more. As with all 2 Point Hospital DLCs, the content comes with the usual comedic twist on it. However, current reviews are set to mixed on Steam, with many complaining about the lack of new gameplay mechanics in this and previous DLCs, as players seek for a fresher twist on the available content than the new DLC appears to be providing. Continuing with the theme of new releases, this month we saw the release of the next highly anticipated City Skylines DLC with Sunset Harbor. Sunset Harbor includes an all-new industry, with the fishing industry being added to the game. Alongside this, there have been some reworks to the mass transit system, alongside some updates and additions to many of the services in the game, such as water and waste management systems, to name one. Alongside all of this, we saw new additions in the aviation area, with features such as recreational flying, and the addition of 5 new in-game maps to build the Sunset Harbor of your dreams. For more detailed information, you can follow the City Skylines Steam page for that, or the website, of course. I'm not your most reputable City Skylines expert. I'd direct you to Zardus for that, who is linked in the channel somewhere. Next up, we have what seems to be a strategic city building simulation game with Advancity, which I really hope I'm pronouncing it right. Advancity includes your normal city building mechanics, allowing you to build homes for your citizens and ensure you provide your growing population with the services they require to survive. But as you evolve, you'll want to build machines to mine materials and workplaces such as smelteries to process these raw materials that you've mined into a more worthwhile product. As your output grows, you can assign scientists to research a growing list of new technological advancements to improve your industrial output. However, as your settlement grows, enemies will want to steal your success, and in order to protect your newly established empire, you will need to hire and train soldiers to fend off enemies or to attack new lands yourself, which you wish to conquer. The game has a system which allows you to go on a boat and attack another island, and then you can steal that island and you can start off a new city on that island. There appears to be a fair amount of stuff in Advancity, so here's hoping it ends up as an enjoyable game when it releases this month, if I'm correct. Now, I don't know how I misplaced this script for half a damn year, but I did, because this is mostly referring to Evil Genius 2, which was announced by developer Rebellion at E3 last year. Anyways, for those unaware, Evil Genius is the sequel to the incredibly popular Evil Genius, funnily enough, developed by Elixir Studios and published by Rebellion in September of 2004. A long bloody time ago, nearly 20 years at this point. The original Evil Genius was a simulation base building game focusing on building up an evil empire to dominate the world as you know it. Cheery stuff like that. So after the success of the original Evil Genius 2 hopes to capitalize on that and bring an improved take on the concept with the astonishing advancements in technology that we have today. Just like the original Evil Genius 2 you build up an army of minions from your secret base as you fend off and defeat the empires of justice and good in the world in order to build and expand your ever-growing evil empire around the globe. Starting in your very own little evil island, you'll be able to build out and expand into an underground island lair. Within your lair, ensuring you have the correct capabilities to expand your evil force, with the specialist training rooms and appropriate accommodation being available for your people. Hiring the smartest minds around is key when researching the latest entrapping technologies to trap your enemies and continue the fight against justice. All in all, Evil Genius 2 has a lot to it. It's developed by a very big developer, and despite the limited information right now, it looks like it will most definitely be a very, very good game indeed. In March, we recently had the release of a free-to-play demo of Builders of Egypt with Builders of Egypt Prologue. Builders of Egypt is an economical strategy simulation game where you are tasked with building up an urban empire from the Egyptian dust. Ensuring you design an efficient city is key. However, as your city grows, you will have to streamline your diplomacy and ensure your citizens support your political decisions. If you fail to manage these turbulent issues, you may end up in the midst of a civil war. Alongside this, ensuring you build up an efficient resource production system is key. Without this, your city, it won't make money. It won't be able to trade, and you're gonna lose money. You're gonna lose support. You're gonna lose citizens, and it's not gonna help you if you're planning on going into a civil war, because civil wars require food and water and trade and items to fight with, and your citizens need fed and watered. God, that makes it sound like plants, doesn't it? If you want to play Builders of Egypt, the prologue version here right now, which is out right now, it's out for free on Steam, and you can download it in the click of a finger. Continuing again with another new release this month, Planet Zoo announced and quickly released its new 1.2 update and South American DLC pack. The 1.2 update brings with it a selection of improvements and items such as new genealogy additions, changes to the guest happiness system, new difficulty settings, changes to animal feeding, search functions in the Zoopedia area, and some improvements to paths, to name a few. The detailed list of changes can be found on their website, which goes on and on and on, and would probably take half an hour to read through. But alongside this, we had the South American pack. This contains 5 new animals, which are as follows: the red-eyed tree frog, the giant anteater, the capuchin monkey. It's a monkey with a weird name, I can't pronounce stuff, the llama, and the jaguar. Alongside this, the pack contained 250 new building and scenery items in the jungle theme. The DLC can be found for $10 on Steam, or whatever that is in your respective currency. Ostriv is another city-building game, placing you as the governor of an 18th century Ukrainian town, as I'm sure you've all wished you were. I'm sure I've stayed up late at night wishing I was the governor of an 18th century Ukrainian town. It's made for me. All joking aside, though, Ostriv includes all of your basic city building setup with an 18th century spin on it, essentially. Think Banished if you want something maybe similar to this concept and help on the imagining side. You will need to build up supply chains for the basic necessities such as food, clothes, building materials, and even water. Ensuring that these items are distributed throughout your population is of the utmost importance. From here, you can build up your operations and start to make more and more money from trading of items, allowing you to acquire bigger and better items to further build out your village and its infrastructure. Having recently released on Steam, having a lengthy period in early access, and still getting regular updates, Ostriv is an excellent game to play or buy if you're looking for a deviation from the classic city building style like City Skylines. Farm and Fix is an upcoming farm repair game, slated for release at some point in 2020. There are, as of yet, limited details on the true gameplay and true nature of Farm and Fix. However, the game hopes to allow you to service and fix a variety of farm vehicles and machinery and farm buildings as well, while also incorporating your usual farming simulator-esque farming mechanics. The game hopes to include over 10 different kinds of vehicles alongside up to 1,000 different repairable objects within them. When it comes to farming, the game will include 3 different crop variations and a selection of agricultural equipment to assist in the production of these crops. Besides this, there's little to showcase of the true quality of the game. Their Steam page consists of a selection of shots from a CGI-looking trailer, while the developer on Steam at least has upcoming games this year with only 2 lifetime releases. All of their upcoming games look pretty similar as well, so in my opinion, I'd be a bit wary about looking forward to this one or buying it quite yet until we get some more solid information on the way the game actually works, because it does have that asset flippy kind of look to the developers right now, which I'm not going to accuse them of, but you know, we've been pulled in before. Plutocracy is a strategy simulation game with a deep focus on business, the economy, and its interaction with the political system in the 1870s. As you build out your empire, you'll be able to influence the economic footprint of the companies around you and have effects on prices, GDP, unemployment, and much, much more. You can choose to build up your company as a reputable, clean company with good working conditions, good pay, and a high quality selection of products, or you can try and save money by paying your workers less, giving them bad conditions, and refusing their demands. This could lead to riots and strikes. You can either fold to their demands or force them back to work. That is an example of many of the extensive features available to you to build up your company and customize how your company runs in Plutocracy. Plutocracy hosts a wave of the gameplay mechanics, which are all simulated, such as financial markets, detailed industrial competition, regional and federal politics and the politicians within them, corruption, lobbying, and much, much more, with the game including over 15,000 characters, such as shareholders, officials, politicians, and more. This is a game with near infinite possibility for anyone interested in business simulation and business strategy games indeed. It's not a game that I have personally played, but many people have told me it's a very interesting game and they want me to play it. I wouldn't play it because I'm very bad at strategy games and I wouldn't want to embarrass myself, but for those of you in strategy, I think it's a great choice for you to go and pick this up while you can. Last up, we have one of the best looking games right now, the imminent release of Industries of Titan. For those unaware, Industries of Titan is a strategy simulation game focusing on building a sprawling industrial superhub on the planet Titan. In Industries of Titan, you will have to compete with corporations from around the universe for the resources within the planet of Titan. To keep your territory, you will have to turn a village into a continued developing metropolis in space, setting up factories and production lines to take mined resources from the planet and transform them into a profitable business endeavor. As your empire grows, others will attempt to take what you've built up. To prevent them from succeeding, you will have to build and design your very own battleships and city defenses to ward off these enemies. All in all, Industries of Titan with the recent gameplay looks astonishing and like it could be an amazing game indeed. It is currently slated for release on the Epic Game Store on April 14th, with release on Steam next year in 2021. I can't believe I called that the Epic Game Store. Anyway, moving along, that is it for today. That is the first simulation game news video on the channel that I've ever made. Hopefully it follows the same kind of trend as Tycoon News and you enjoy it just as much. But if you've got any complaints, since it's a new video concept, put them in the comments if you're watching the video on YouTube or if you're listening to it on another service. You can find the video in full and all the links to other games on the Falsey YouTube channel on that page as well. So, I'll thank you very much for watching and I will see you, yes you, whenever I make another video because I'm lazy.